Vijay, welcome to the Exchange Way Kitchen.
Thank you. I appreciate the time.
No, I'm delighted to have you here joining us. I mean, you're having a busy week already, I think. You're over from New York, so thanks for taking the time anyway. Before we start, the all-important question, what coffee have you chosen today?
It's a flat white, and I've had a flat white every day of the week this week.
Good man, a solid choice. So I'm also on a flat white as well. It's a nice Friday morning to lead us into a conversation. First off, tell me about yourself, tell me about your career and what you do at Mile.
Amazing. I'm the founder and CEO of Mile. And Mile is basically the company that rebranded into a few years ago, probably back in 2022. So I started the company a decade ago. I was just right out of college. So I accidentally got into programmatic advertising.
Yep.
That's not something that you hear a lot. I have been on the sell side, what I call, of the industry the whole time, which is basically we started building for publishers, and we still build for publishers. And along the way, I have learned about all parts of the ecosystem, but we're a sell-side focused technology company, and that's what we've been doing for the last 10 years.
Amazing. I mean, it's an exciting area to be in, and there is a lot going on at the moment. Give me the elevator pitch for Mile.
I'll take a step back. We started the company with the vision of helping web publishers, and it has taken a different form over the years. And what Mile does today is we're basically a machine learning company. We build custom machine learning algorithms that help publishers improve their open exchange yield. So what I mean by that is over the years, we recognize that there is an asymmetry in the marketplace, which is the use of machine learning technology to improve their outcomes is heavily on the buy side, or the partners on the buy side or partners in the ecosystem. But if you look into the sell side, there's not proficient use, especially by the publishers. And it has always been looked upon as, we don't have the resources to do this, and we'll always find a company who will do this for us. But if you look into it, there are a lot of sell-side representatives as companies, but essentially they optimize for their own outcomes. So we started Mile to be an independent technology company that would serve the publisher, know their objective. We don't have any other agenda. We basically serve the publisher. That's how our commercial relationship with the publisher is. We're not an exchange, no take rate business. We don't sell ads or demand. So we're an independent technology company. Our goal is can we use machine learning to help improve publisher yield? And that's what we offer. And we offer a wide variety of solutions and applications on that context. But and it's a gap, and we believe filling that gap is very useful for web publishers today.
I think so. I do a lot of conversations with publishers. We spend a lot of time talking about the challenges publishers face. I don't think publishers are ever not facing challenges. Mm-hmm. How do you see that shaking out for publishers? How is the publishing ecosystem, and how are you helping?
Yeah, today, if you think about it's a lot of headwinds for publishers, but that's always been the case, and they've always been resilient and adapting. And the media industry itself, the publishing landscape is more like it's going through rapid changes so fast. We can't help across the board with the publishers, but the one area that we focus on essentially is like, okay, if you have a direct relationship with your audience and if you're able to get the attention of the audience across your properties, we'd be able to help you maximize the yield that you can generate from the attention that you generate, right? And again, but the industry itself is going through a lot of challenges, and publishers are very resilient and they're navigating it themselves. And we're grateful that we're able to participate and at least assist in one of those areas, which is revenue and yield optimization.
Yeah, and that's, publishers do need help in this stuff. I think they sit on a lot of advantages in terms of their first-party data, like you say, the intention, the audience they have, the loyalty of their audience as well. Mm-hmm. But the trick is, and this is where Adtech is helpful, is how to optimize that and really how to make the most of what they already have. Mm-hmm. And that, yeah, like you say, that yield optimization, it is a strong thing for them to have. Mm-hmm. How do you work with publishers?
So, like I mentioned earlier, Mile acts as an independent technology company where we essentially provide a bunch of applications that help improve your existing stack. You currently have an Adtech stack. You work with multiple different partners who provide you demand. And the reason why we call ourselves Mile is because we are that last layer or the last mile optimization platform for publishers. So when I say last mile, it's essentially the auction that you conduct before your ad impression gets served, which is the final auction. Publishers usually either outsource it completely to a third-party platform because it's too complicated for them to manage to get the most yield. So either they outsource it completely, or they have a very small internal team who is basically managing it for them. And that's kind of where we see most of the publishers. So where Mile comes in is basically we have a wide variety of applications that plug in to your existing stack. To give you an example, so if you're a publisher, you're most likely running a Prebid auction. And that's your final auction, essentially. And then you have Google Ad Manager as your ad server. Essentially, that's kind of how you sell your ads. But just setting up your Prebid auction and managing your Prebid auction and running Google Ads is something you can figure out, or you can partner with somebody to essentially set that up and you can get it going. And it generates a good amount of results. Now, where Mile comes in is we actually connect ourselves to your existing setup. We essentially bring advanced machine learning algorithms that can optimize that particular auction. And there are different applications that we use the algorithms for, like dynamic floor pricing being one of the examples, traffic shaping. In the last mile, there are several optimization opportunities that are available but cannot be done manually. It is impossible to do that task manually. And if you look into it, all the upstream auctions, essentially, when you send a bid request to your exchange or when you send a bid request to your reseller partner, or them sending it to their DSPs, they all use machine learning algorithms to optimize for their outcomes. So, for example, an exchange is optimizing for a transaction rate. The exchange is optimizing for, market share, because you're working with multiple exchanges. They're not your exclusive partners. So it's not their job to essentially optimize for your yield. They're optimizing for a certain outcome. Same with DSPs. DSPs use machine learning to essentially improve advertising ROI because their goal is to service their agencies and advertisers. So if you look at it, all these parties who are involved in this auction process are using advanced machine learning algorithms to optimize for their outcomes. Prebid, which is the final auction, which is run by the publisher, is usually just static rules. You configure a bunch of partners, and then you leave it static, and then it just runs what it runs, and then you just have to take it. There's not a lot of control. There's not a lot of optimization that exists today with publishers. So Mile essentially fills that gap. We plug in and essentially collect data, analyze the data, identify patterns, build algorithms that can use those patterns to make decisions. And it's basically doing real-time auction decisioning that brings intelligence to that particular auction. So what does it do? It helps improve your yield, because if everybody else upstream is optimizing for their outcome, you should be optimizing for your own outcome as a publisher. And we have a very direct relationship with the publisher. Our products improve yield for you. You pay us a fee. There's no other relationship that we have. We don't sell inventory. We don't have a take rate business. We don't have ads. Because like if you think about it, there are multiple different companies in the ecosystem. They do a wide variety of things, and they serve different people along the lines. For us, we don't have any of the relationships, and we directly work only with the publisher, and we establish value, and we get paid by the publisher. That's about it.
So fairly transparent way of doing things.
Yes, and all the data, all the auctions, all the optimizations that we do is a collaborative partnership with the publisher. We work with some of the largest brands, and these are like large enterprise publishers with multi-brand properties, and they have their own teams, and they have their ad ops teams, they have their programmatic management teams. Essentially, we interface with them, our products interface with them as tools, and our team interfaces with them as an extension. So in all of our, it's essentially an enabling factor for the publisher. So if you have a 5 people ad ops team and a programmatic team, we basically just supercharge you with all the tools that we have, and it makes your job easier. It actually gives you insights that you've never seen. And once you have insights, you know the opportunities for optimization, and then we offer the optimization tools. So that's kind of how we approach any publisher. So I'll not go on that tangent. I'll wait for you to ask that question.
So one thing I do want to touch on, and you've talked a lot about the machine learning side of things and how this is, it's central to what you do. The whole AI, machine learning renaissance revolution that we're going through at the moment. Was that always part of the plan? Is that kind of something that you've built as the tools have developed?
Yeah, I mean, machine learning and AI has always been there with regards to the scope of what I'm talking about. Yeah. The AI and large language models and the content disruption is not something that anybody planned for. Yeah. But those are essentially tools that's out available in the market, and that's going to have the impact what it's having today. And obviously it's going to increase. For us, the reason we started doing this, the stuff that we do with machine learning is actually not very new. It has been there for a long time. It was used by companies in the ecosystem, and essentially they were using it for their own outcomes, but nobody was offering it to publishers, and that's the gap that we fill. So it's not very new in terms of this is because of the AI revolution, but we're actually taking advantage of the LLMs, and obviously every company in the space in the world is actually taking advantage of this, right? So our scope is narrow in a way that we see how that can help improve revenue operations. That's the scope with which we use the LLMs. But publishers are using it for a wide variety of applications, obviously, even from content generation and surfacing ideas for content, et cetera, but they're navigating. So we're still an Adtech business. We don't participate with the publisher as a media business. And the disruption that's happening to the media business is something that we can't change, control, or you just have to participate in. As of today, like I said, from the beginning, where our area of focus and scope of where we can assist is purely to, if you are a media company with direct relationships with your publishers and to your end users, and you're able to bring them to a destination, provide them value, whether it's entertainment value or utility value, then we can help you monetize that. But that part, we can't really help.
No, of course, and I think that's it's the important thing is that that side of AI, the content side, therein lies the challenge for publishers, and where companies like yours come in is helping publishers make the most of what they do have, which is their data, their audience, the intent. Publishers need all the help they can get in that side of things at the moment. Tell me about, and this is something I've always been quite interested in, tell me about the traffic shaping side of things. This is a concept, like I've talked a lot about curation, but I've always been quite interested in traffic shaping, so talk me through that.
Yeah. If you think about, or take a step back and look at the landscape, how it evolved over the last decade, the evolution has changed a lot of things, and traffic shaping is required today because of those changes. So I want to take a step back and walk through what happened, right? So before header bidding, you had a bunch of exchanges in the waterfall, and after header bidding, you got a bunch of exchanges competing in an equal footing before AdTech, right? So that's essentially what header bidding is. What has happened over the years is like, that was, if I were to call that, header bidding was the era of like somewhere between 2013, 2015, 2017 is when it became mainstream. A lot of publishers started using it, and then obviously Prebid was established, all of that. So that was your stage one, right? And then the big disruption after that was essentially cookies going away. Essentially, that's your phase two of evolution. The phase one, header bidding, mainstream. Phase two was like, okay, exchanges are participating, DSPs are participating, but half my audiences, whether it's Safari or Firefox browser, there are no cookies. And I'm not able to identify who I'm essentially bidding for, right? So then came the ID companies, alternative ID companies, which basically were trying to fill the gap. Like, okay, I don't know who I'm trying to reach. Okay, we're gonna take deterministic and probabilistic identifiers and basically plug it into the bid stream so you know who you're buying against, right? So what that created was is the phase three, which is basically all bid requests are not same, right? Yep. Because there is an extra signal in the bid request, which I don't get, which is two identical requests doesn't exist because there's something else that's coming in the request, a user ID, that I did not get in the other request. So which created opportunities for proliferation of companies who went on to duplicate bid requests. The long story short, there's don't quote me on this. I think it was around a QPS volume is like 10 times what a DSP can handle today. So there's so much requests that more than they can handle, and then there's also a lot of signals that are coming from third party, and that's missing too. So missing on most of it and available on some of it. So with regards to traffic shaping, as a publisher, like you can do a lot of traffic shaping on those requests to make sure that, okay, I'm sending the best request to reach the DSP. But from a publisher standpoint, what is traffic shaping? Like, I'm sending my request to the SSPs, and then I just leave it. I have no idea what happens after that. I just wait for a bid response to come back. But if you look into the ecosystem, there's so much bloat in the ecosystem. Like, you have no idea if your request even reached the advertiser. Did they even get a chance to respond back? Was the data that you sent in your bid request, did it reach the DSP without getting tampered? There's no visibility for a publisher into what's happening in there. So for a publisher, traffic shaping is like, okay, I would like to send my inventory to an exchange and all I want is a clean transaction where my bid request reaches the DSP and I'm able to get the bid response back. It's a very complicated problem, even though that's what you're simply asking for, because of different incentives in the marketplace with different partners in the marketplace. So where we help in terms of traffic shaping is basically, obviously we use algorithms to look into historical bid rate, win rate, participation rate, and try and identify, okay, what is this SSP looking for? What is the inventory that they're looking for? And how can we actually give them more of what they're looking for? And make sure that we're able to not add to the bid stream bloat, essentially be more optimal. And we're able to make sure that the infrastructure cost of the SSPs is managed through our algorithms, and making sure that the publisher is able to essentially surface their best of their best inventory and package it for the SSPs in a way that they can essentially run with it, right? Again, so we have our solution in different forms for publishers. And traffic shaping is one of those terms where like it means different things for different people. Yeah. Well, it's an industry challenge. We help publishers navigate that challenge, and we work with the publishers and their strategists and try to figure out what is that you're trying to achieve.
Amazing. Our industry is renowned for having a knack of making simple things sound very complex. You've got a talent for making very complex things sound simple, so thank you for that. That's kind of shown me through traffic shaping. Before I let you go, what excites you about the industry? What excites you about the potential for Mile?
The thing that is most exciting for me is the opportunity that we see for the sales side of the ecosystem, because we're able to bring parity by offering technology. When I say parity, meaning the ecosystem currently has that asymmetry between buy side and sell side today in use of just tools and technology. And what excites me is like, okay, we're able to enable somebody's business to be better with the utilization of technology. And for us, that is publishers today. We do web app, and we want to be able to expand to other channels and other formats. We do display video today, and I want to be able to expand it to programmatic audio, do it to CTV, or more formats and in-app and all of that. So the opportunity to bring this technology to publishers and productize it in a way that, look, you don't have to spend so much time building this. You don't have to worry about resources and managing this, and the capability to run experimentations, bringing all that to the publisher who's actually starved today. And to a large extent, a lot of companies come to them and tell them, look, we're going to help you increase your revenue, right? Sure, they do, and they do it in different forms. For us, it is a pure play with technology. That's it. Yep. And I don't change anything else in your operations. We don't change anything else in your business. We're just think of us as Mile as your the team that goes the extra mile for you and brings like artificial and machine learning technologies to your Adtech stack, which today you wish you had, and that's what we bring. And bringing that to the publishers makes this exciting for me, because like I feel like we're doing, and I feel like publishers say it, and they say it in the quiet rooms, like we've never had anything like this, and we've never seen anything like this, and having this level of insights helps us do our job better and all of that, right? So, and I'm not really sure why this customer base was not served, but I feel it is an opportunity for us to fill that gap, and I'm excited to do that.
Amazing. Mile, going the extra mile for the last mile. Vijay, thank you so much for joining me. That was a pleasure.
I really appreciated the time and enjoyed the conversation.
Not at all. Enjoy the rest of your European adventure. Thank you.
Thank you, John.